Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And nope, you're not imagining things. This is the second Barca news roundup of the day. There has been plenty of Barca news to really get our teeth stuck into in today's media stories, and that is why it is a bonus video coming up here for you tonight. And if you haven't seen the other one yet, please do check that out as well. I really do appreciate it. But in this second roundup here, we are going to be talking about the future once again of Jean-Clair Todibo, as that's taken yet another turn. We're also going to be talking along the same lines with regard to Carles Aleñá. We're also going to be talking about Ousmane Dembélé, a very important topic there with regard to his recovery and exactly when he is going to return, despite what you may have heard in the media. And finally, of course, it's a bonus video, so of course, it's going to include Neymar Jr and the very latest, as PSG may have changed their stance on the Brazilian. It's all coming up in today's video for the second time. Let's do this. But if we do start there with the future of Jean-Clair Todibo, who of course will return to action tomorrow. Football is returning and he's getting ready there for a massive face-off in the Bundesliga, as Schalke will be taking on Dortmund on Saturday. And first things first, before we do go in to Todibo, would you like to see a match review of that game tomorrow? Obviously, we'll see how it goes. We'll keep a very close eye on Todibo. But is that there something you would like to see, given the fact it's been so long since we've even had here a match review on the channel? So let me know in the comments down below. But with regard there to Todibo, he has been asked about his future, and he did come out very recently with the following quotes. He said, "I want to finish the season first and secure a good position, but as for the future, I can definitely imagine myself staying at Schalke." And naturally, those are some big words there from Todibo. The club, of course, where he is currently on loan. That loan does come to an end this summer, when then he was expected to return to Barcelona before then deciding on his future. But clearly, he would be open to remaining in Germany. And that's interesting for me, because right now it seems as though Barcelona want to sell Todibo. We're all absolutely outraged by that, but that's the way they want to do it. They want to try and get some money in. They want to try and sell him to the highest bidder for whatever reason is going through their head. But it is worth remembering here that Schalke cannot do that. They're not a club right now who are even really in a position to be able to buy Todibo due to the financial situation caused by COVID-19. And that's why here these Todibo quotes aren't actually that worrying for me. If anything, I'd try and look at this in a positive way. Because let me just explain that. Because Schalke right now may not be able to sign Todibo, but that's a good thing. What they do want to do is loan Todibo for a further season. They've already made that very clear. They would like to have him again on loan next campaign, and that perhaps is what Todibo could be referencing. And like I say, I'm trying to spin this here in the most positive way possible, but if that was the case, Todibo going out on loan, that would be so much better than the club outright selling him. Whether or not they'll do that, whether or not they sanction there another loan, I don't know. Todibo would certainly be open to it. But loaning him out until 2021, when he could come back there, a new board, a new direction, then he could have a real good time at the club, that would be ideal. But of course, like I say, let's wait and see whether that is possible. And indeed, when it comes there to the future of Carles Aleñá, much like Todibo, another talented youngster there that's currently away from the club on loan. And Carles Aleñá is somebody who has impressed this season in La Liga. He did so against us as well, playing for Real Betis there. He showed his quality, and quite clearly, he's somebody I feel who would have received minutes throughout the current season in a Barcelona shirt. He too, though, has been speaking about his future, and he said the same sort of thing as Todibo did. He said it would be crazy to close the door on Betis. He said, "I'm very happy here. I love it. I had my first child here, and I'm delighted by how I've been treated by the club and the players." He said, "I've thought about the future, but only about the remaining matches of this season. I don't want to look beyond the match against Sevilla right now." And to be honest, I think you could look at this there in exactly the same way. Betis, much like Schalke, are not really interested, not really in the position right now to buy Aleñá, but they too have expressed a desire to keep him on loan for next season. And again, could we see the same thing? Are we seeing here our young talented players, the likes of Todibo, the likes of Aleñá, just looking ahead there and thinking, right, in 2021, in the summer, there's going to be elections, there's going to be a new direction at Barcelona, potentially. Wouldn't it be great to just stay at the club until then? We'll go out on loan, we'll prove our worth, come back then in the summer of 2021, still as Barcelona players, and potentially we'll have a much better shot at succeeding. Another Barcelona player that I really do want to set the record straight around is Ousmane Dembélé, because a lot of people have been coming to me very, very concerned over the past few days with regard to Dembele's recovery and with regard there to Dembele's possible return date. Now today, Dembele does turn 23 years old. It's his birthday, so a very, very happy birthday to him. And good news, because his return is on schedule. Over the past few days, there have been reports there, which coincidentally have emerged from the Madrid side of the media, that basically claim, due to the lockdown period, Dembele's recovery there had been pushed back. It had been affected there by the fact that he'd had to stay at home, and for that reason, he was going to take longer than originally expected to recover from his injury. However, that's not the case. This is what I mean now when I say, look, you've got to be very, very careful with what you read. Not everything will be true. Some reports like these are designed actually to unsettle players and possibly even at times to unsettle entire clubs. Because Dr. Lasse Lempänen, the Finnish doctor who actually operated on Dembele back in February when he went through that surgery, this here was the doctor who went through with that procedure, and he's also the man who's been in charge of Dembele's recovery process since the operation, and he himself has come out to shut down those rumours. He said Dembele is progressing exactly as we planned before, and I'm absolutely sure that he'll return to the top level 6 months after his operation date. And with Dembele there, having undergone his operation back in February on the 11th, that August return there in time for the potential Champions League games, it is still on track. Dembele is still aiming for that return date, and he is now training at the club's facilities after he was given the all clear after his test for COVID-19. So on Dembele right now, nothing has changed, despite what you may read. And indeed, much like Dembele, I have received a lot of questions from you guys surrounding the reports coming out lately with regard to Neymar Jr. Of course, there's always plenty in the media there regarding Neymar to Barcelona. And of course, we spoke before in a very, very lengthy video. Go and check that out if you haven't seen it, about the fact that PSG are relying on Neymar to take a pay cut. They need some financial help in the current situation, and they are relying on Neymar to really help the team, something that we're still not sure if that's even going to happen. However, with that current situation in mind, with the feeling that PSG do need there a little bit of help on the way in the current climate, let's keep, of course, a few headlines as they claim that PSG, for the very first time in the Neymar saga, would be open to accepting a deal for Neymar from Barcelona in installments this summer, which is something that can make a big transfer significantly easier to finance, given the fact that when you pay in installments, it doesn't all need to come in one go. You don't need to find all the money right away. You can then pay in several different chunks over a longer space of time. And if true there, if PSG are indeed now open to receiving that transfer fee in installments, that'll be a big, big change there in that stance, because like I say, up until now, they've never, ever been interested in doing it like that. Up until now, they've always said we want all of the transfer fee immediately in one lump payment, just like they had to do when they signed Neymar from Barcelona back in 2017. And that now would be a big, big change on the side of PSG, and it would help Barcelona finance a move. However, I also have to tell you that L'Équipe have mentioned the transfer fee that PSG would be looking for remains 150 million euros, which even when you pay that in installments, even if you do break that down, it's a big ask. It's still a very, very tall order there for Barcelona. And to be perfectly honest, in the current time, in the current situation that we find ourselves in, that is a fee we still cannot afford. And we are going to have to wait and see now what happens with Neymar, with PSG, with Nasser Al-Khelaifi, the hierarchy there with regards here to that pay cut, what's going to happen behind the scenes, because that sort of asking price from Paris Saint-Germain, like I say, installments or not, it's very, very high. Too high for us. So that there, guys, is some bonus news with regard to Barcelona right now, and I'm really, really interested to know your thoughts there on the words of Jean-Clair Todibo and also Carles Aleñá. Do you see it the same way that I do, or could you actually see them staying there at their respective clubs on permanent deals? What would you like to see happen to Todibo and also to Aleñá, and what do you make there of Neymar's situation right now at Paris Saint-Germain, their change of stance, but that big, big 150 million valuation for the Brazilian? Please let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below, along with whether or not you'd like to see a match review for Dortmund against Schalke tomorrow. I will see you then, regardless. But until next time, guys, as always, Visca el Barça.